a photo contest. And we asked all the kids in our area, send us a photo. We want to go ahead and start, showcasing all of our kids. This one young lady is the only one that gave us a photo. And she was in her baseball gear. There were no words around her or anything like that, because it was something new and something different. And whenever we start bringing youth in, we have to show them what new and different is. And so we took this right here, and of course, a graphic designer put on there, coach me, and I will win. Softball is prevention. And the kids ate it up. We started getting floods and floods of pictures coming in because the pictures, of course, were the kids in our neighborhood. And it was something that they could relate to, and it was something that they knew and somebody that they knew. So that was the very first thing that we started doing. We also have an adult coalition, like I was telling you earlier. It's called I Am Indian. I Am Indian stands for Native Drug-Free Nations, is what the acronym stands for. That is able to give us the opening to all Native youth all around the United States, not just in Comanche country, not in Chickasaw, all over the United States. One of the things that we are fortunate enough to do is we're able to go into the schools. We go into 5 schools in our local area right now, and we've made very good communications with our Native American Club sponsors there. And so the school superintendents, they're actually inviting us in also because we have a prevention message that our youth are actually following. Our cultural classes, which we're fortunate to have Martin with us, we have started, our first cultural class was a drum making class. Now, a drum making class may seem insignificant to some, but to Native Americans it's something we take pride in. It's who we are as a people. It's that innate feeling that each one of us have. And so what we did with our young men is that they come in and they learn to make their own hand stick drum and an actual powwow drum, and they make their own personal hand drum, and they're able to keep these. And we have people in our community that actually teach these classes to these young men. And one of the most important things and the most emotional thing for myself that I've seen is we have this one young man. And the first time that he sat there at the drum, he's really shy, withdrawn, bashful. He didn't speak out a whole lot. But every time you'd see him, his coping mechanism would be to smile. He would just smile. He would just smile. You'd say something, so what do you think? And so with this drum group class, though, the first time that he hit that drum, it was like, he was just really bent on. And they were saying, well, no, hit the drum. Hit it. You won't break it. Hit it. And so he hit it. And then he hit it again. And then they said, okay, well, let's sing a little. So, they taught him just one little chorus. It's a little group of young men. And they taught him this one little chorus. And by the end of that first night, the very first night, this young man, he was adjusting his seat. His shoulders were back. And he was hitting that with pride. And that's what I Am Indian wants to give to each one of our Native youth. Because that is what's going to keep them from using alcohol and drugs. It's going to give them a sense of empowerment, a sense of pride, a sense of identity, and it's also going to bring them back to our culture, which is drumming. We also have a native language class that we've started. Martin Flores is our language speaker, and we're on Facebook. If you look on our Facebook page, you'll be able to see our sentence of the day. I'm almost 50 years old. My introduction was the first time in my entire life that I ever knew how to speak my language. That's sad. 50 years old. Okay, 49 3/4. 49 3/4. Me and Christy are tied. But this is what I Am Indian is about, is empowering our youth. This is what we're doing with our part of the grant. I brought this notebook up here because, of course, we're about data also. And so one of the things that we came up with was a photo contest, or a drawing contest. Now, this is not the one that our young lady had done, but we had a 16-year-old that had designed our very first notebook. And what we had done with it, since SAMHSA is our funding source, is that you go to Walmart. Can you buy that at Walmart? Absolutely not. Puppy dogs, horses, balloons, cowboys, no Indians. So here is the notebook, regular notebook, take to school every day, but ours is actually pretty unique. We go into the schools, fortunately, and we do pre-surveys and post-surveys. We have SAMHSA's myths and facts on the inside of our notebooks. These ones are actually prescription drug abuse, and our other ones are underage drinking. And then on the back side of our notebooks, we have a resource wheel for youth. And so that way the youth can actually have something in their hand because, of course, we know that many youth are withdrawn. If they have a problem, whether it be suicide, teenage, dating, or anything like that, they'll have this in their hands for a long time. And our hopes is that they will eventually start reading this on the inside, start retaining it. We give them a pre-survey and we give them a post-survey, and I'm so anxious to see what our numbers are going to look like. We also have, of course, our shirts, because kids, our youth are youth, okay? We come out with a new t-shirt every so often because it has our prevention message on there. I am Indian, Native Drug-Free Nations. It's not Comanche Drug-Free Nation. It's not Cheyenne Arapaho Drug-Free Nation. It's Native Drug-Free Nations, because we want to empower our youth from the East Coast to the West Coast, North and South, with I Am Indian. We have a youth council that has started. Our youth council right now, we have, it's just growing strong. We take them to the Unity Conference every year to empower them, and then they come back. We have a Facebook page that is probably about 10 months old, and on our Facebook page, compared to our prevention and recovery page, which has been up for 5 years, I looked on it, we have 508 likes. Our I Am Indian Facebook page has 2,700 likes on it, and it's only 8 months old. I Am Indian, Native Drug-Free Nations. Like us on Facebook, invite us to your communities.
They know they're Indian. They know there's something unique and special about that. They also still recognize that there is a stereotype, a negative connotation that comes with being Native. Now that's where I Am Indian was born, is that we're trying to change that. We're trying to give them that empowerment, like Raquel said. That's the most significant item that I noticed. They're tired of being labeled diabetic. They're tired of being labeled unemployable. They're tired of being labeled loser. They're tired of being all of these negative labels that come with being Native American. So we're trying to change that stereotypical view. Now, how do we do that? Big job, big order to try to raise the self-esteem. So our goal is to try to flood our school system with Native supplies, apparel, backpacks. We want to get into backpacks, sweatpants. Now they're all giving us ideas on what they want. They want socks. I couldn't figure that one, but they want I'm Indian socks, and I was like, okay, cool. If that's what you want, that's what we'll get. So, but that's one of the most significant items that I've noticed, was that they want to. They're proud. They would not change their race if given magical powers to do so, but they don't like the negativity that goes with it. So that's all that I have to contribute, but thank you.